Have you ever felt like your mind is a browser, tab with 50 windows open at the same time? Notifications popping nonstop, thoughts about things you have not even lived yet, anxiety about scenarios that may never happen, regrets about decisions that can no longer be changed, and that constant feeling that you are always behind, always late, always owing something to someone or to yourself. This is not your fault. The modern world was surgically designed to pollute your attention, fragment your awareness, and steal your inner peace. Every app fights for seconds of your life. Every piece of news is engineered to provoke fear or outrage. But what if I told you that there is a mental operating system created more than 2,000 years ago specifically for times of crisis? Today we are going to learn how to detox your mind using Stoicism. I will show you how the minds of Roman emperors and slaves can save your sanity. In the 21st century, stay until the end, because I will give you a practical 3-minute protocol to use in moments of total chaos. And if you feel that you need more mental clarity, more self-control, and want to stop being a slave to your emotions, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Here we seek practical wisdom for real life, and your support is essential for spreading this philosophy. The first step of mental detox is to stop consuming what harms you. No one cleans the body by drinking poison every day, and the same applies to the mind. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic teachers, who was born a slave and conquered his inner freedom, taught that happiness begins with a simple and brutally honest distinction between what depends on us and what does not. Most of your mental exhaustion does not come from working too much. It comes from worrying too much about things you cannot control. You try to control other people's opinions, recognition, traffic, the past, the future, the economy, your boss mood, or the decisions of those who disappointed you. Every time you focus on that, your mind becomes inflamed, heavy, and toxic. True detox happens when you move all your energy to the only territory where you have real power: your thoughts, your intentions, and your actions. Imagine an archer who spends years training, strengthening his arms, and learning how to aim. He does everything within his control, but once the arrow leaves the bow, the final result no longer belongs to him. When you learn to focus on effort instead of outcome, anxiety starts to lose its grip. If this already makes sense, comment below, because this awareness changes lives. We intoxicate the mind every time we say that something should not be happening. Resistance to reality is the root of unnecessary suffering. The Stoics practiced amor fati, which means loving your fate. It is not just accepting what happens. It is wanting things to happen exactly as they did, because you understand that everything can be used as raw material for growth. When you stop fighting the inevitable, a huge amount of energy becomes available to act on what can be changed. Complaining is the greatest pollutant of the human mind. It creates a vicious cycle of victimhood, reinforces helplessness, and trains the brain to constantly seek the negative. Whenever something goes wrong, try changing the question from "why did this happen to me" to "how can this make me stronger?" This small narrative shift completely changes how you experience problems. This is mental alchemy, turning obstacles into fuel. Comment below if you accept the challenge of going the next 24 hours without complaining about anything at all, not out loud and not in your thoughts. Let's see who really controls their own mind. It may sound strange, but to clean the mind, sometimes we must look directly at the worst-case scenario. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the anticipation of adversity. This is not pessimism. It is emotional preparation. The mind becomes intoxicated by fear of what if. What if I lose everything? What if they talk badly about me? What if I fail? When you rationally visualize difficult situations, you realize that you can survive them. And when fear loses mystery, it loses power. Anxiety lives in an uncertain future, while preparation lives in a calm present. Seneca advised spending some days living with little comfort, little food, and few stimuli, to realize that what we fear so much is not that terrible. When you understand that you can lose status, money, or comfort and still keep your virtue, your identity, and your character, you become truly free. If you are enjoying this content, share it with someone who lives dominated by fear. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man of his time, emperor of Rome, practiced an exercise called the view from above. He imagined himself rising above his own body, above the city, above the planet, until he saw humanity as a small point in the cosmos. Our problems feel huge because we are pressed up against them. When you step back, you realize that argument, that mistake, or that criticism is not so big. This perspective dissolves unnecessary drama and restores the correct proportion of things. Many of the disturbances we feel are not facts. They are interpretations. When you learn to separate the event from your opinion, your mind becomes lighter, clearer, and quieter. If this reflection is helping you leave your like, because that tells the algorithm that this type of content needs to reach more people. Stoicism does not teach you not to feel. It teaches you not to be controlled by what you feel. To keep the mind clean, you must build an inner fortress through daily rituals. In the morning, prepare your mind to face difficult people and unexpected situations by reminding yourself that none of this can harm your character. During the day, take conscious pauses to ask whether what you are feeling is a fact or just an emotional interpretation. And at night, practice Stoic journaling, reviewing your actions honestly without guilt or self-punishment, only with the commitment to do better tomorrow. Remember that it is useless to try to clean the mind if you keep dumping trash into it. Reduce social media consumption, useless news, and empty arguments. Practice silence and information fasting to hear your own reason. Detoxing the mind is a daily exercise of mental hygiene. It is not something you do once and forget. It is a constant practice. If you start applying these pillars today, the quality of your life will change deeply. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, and Stoicism is the tool to guarantee that quality. If you made it this far, you are part of the small percentage of people who truly seek clarity and self-mastery. To continue this journey, watch the next video appearing on the screen now about how Stoicism can help you overcome procrastination once and for all. See you there. Keep your mind clean, strong, and steady.